Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us at the National Opera Center ribbon cutting ceremonies. I am Patricia Kiernan Johnson, Director of Marketing and Communications for Opera America. And on behalf of the organization, I extend a warm welcome to those family and friends joining us here today in the hall, as well as those joining us online via the live stream. Please take a moment and silence your cell phones. And now, please allow me to introduce Opera America's Board Chairman, Freda Lindemann. Freda.
Thank you. Thank you. If you keep, am I on? If you keep clapping, I may have to play the piano. I am thrilled to welcome all of you on behalf of the Board of Directors, all the members who are here today, which is definitely not all the members, and our wonderful staff. This is what we who love opera happily call a full house. Thank you. The Opera Center combines a variety of facilities and related services all under one roof, supporting a field that is widely dispersed but yet highly collaborative. A number of opera companies have created their own opera centers for their own uses. Opera America is not a producer of productions and performances. This opera center is not for Opera America, it's for the entire field. The Opera Center is located in New York City for a good reason. The largest number of opera companies, artists, and related businesses are located in New York. It is the city to which most opera professionals travel in the course of the year to hold auditions, attend performances, and conduct essential business with artist managers, publishers, and other colleagues. Above all, the opera will become a meeting place, a home, for the industry where people will meet by design and unexpectedly, exchange ideas, and build partnerships, strengthen friendships, and that's the basis for collaboration in this field. As many of you will already know, Opera America provides a tremendous range of services to the field, from grants in support of new works to professional development programs, research, advocacy, and much more. The Opera Center is the most tangible example of Opera America's commitment to supporting creativity, excellence, and effectiveness across the field. Welcome to our new home. Welcome to what I hope will become your new home. Before I make the next introduction, I would like to acknowledge some of the special artists who are with us. An extraordinary singer, teacher, and friend. As we approach the bicentenary of Verdi's birthday, we wonder where we can find great Verdi sopranos like you. Welcome, Martina Arroyo. Friend and Hunter alum, as I am. The most recorded opera baritone in the history of recording, he is also a master teacher, coach, and mentor, and dear friend of Opera America. Welcome, Cheryl Milnes. Whether on the opera stage or on the recital stage, he is equally acclaimed. We are pleased to welcome Thomas Hampson. Thomas, Mark told me that your master class in Santa Fe was wonderful. Wouldn't you like to do a master class in this beautiful room? Done. Okay. It's a deal. The flowering of the American opera repertoire over the last half-century is due in large part to the visionary leadership of a very few people, and one of them is with us today. We are grateful for your brilliant leadership of a great American opera company and for your artistry as a conductor. Ladies and gentlemen, Julius Rudel. One of the greatest, if not the greatest, mezzo-soprano of all time. Also a great teacher and coach. Welcome, Marilyn Horne. Mark will tell you that the realization of our dream for the Opera Center results from a total team effort of informed members, expert consultants, thank you, an involved board, and generous donors. And he's right. But every successful team has a leader, and Mark has been that leader for more than 22 years, and of this particular project for more than 8 years. Here's Mark to tell you more. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I checked my Edith Hamilton this morning, and I found out that in Greek mythology, pouring rain at any opera ribbon cutting is good luck. So I know we're off for a good start. I wanted to thank Freda for the wonderful introduction. As you may know, Freda is the first chairman of our board who is a trustee of an opera company. Chairman of the board of Opera America used to be just general directors. In turning over the new leaf and building the Opera Center, we decided we needed the best person to lead the board, not just the best general director. And Freda is that best person. From her expertise as a musicologist, her experience as an officer of the board of the Metropolitan Opera, her generous support of young artists, as you all know about, she is the best person to lead Opera America's board at this time, and I'm so grateful for your time and commitment. Thank you, Freda. Opera America was started in 1970 by 17 opera companies. It was a kind of co-production consortium at the time. These 17 companies had all built sets and costumes, and they were storing them in warehouses, but no one knew what was available in other company warehouses for sale, for purchase, for rental, for exchange. So the companies got together, and the first thing they did was create a directory of productions that were available for exchange. It was a kind of collaborative effort in bringing efficiency to the world of opera. And these many years later, the Opera Center is a real extension of that commitment to helping companies work together for greater creativity, excellence, and effectiveness. The Opera Center really is rooted in our core values. We began in Washington, D.C. So many of the service organizations were there to be part of the burgeoning cultural policy community that was started with the establishment of the NEA back in the mid-1960s. After about 35 years of building programs and services, though, we decided it was time to come to New York. As Freda explained, the city where so many of our artists are resident and so many companies visit every year to audition, to meet with publishers and managers. So in 2005, we relocated to this very building, 337th Avenue, upstairs on the 16th floor. It was to be a temporary home as we looked for space around New York to create the Opera Center. We looked far and wide throughout Midtown. We wanted to stay in the Midtown area so visitors could find us easily, so we'd be accessible to mass transit, subway lines, suburban railroads, intercity train. And as I say, we looked all over, and it was one evening in 2008 where we were kind of frustrated that we hadn't gotten further in the search, and we thought, well, maybe we should just stay in this building and remove the cement and steel between two floors to create this wonderful volume. Kind of like Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz, if you're looking for it, maybe you don't need to leave your own backyard. So we talked to the wonderful project managers and architect and decided that this could be our home for the Opera Center. All through those years, the need for space became ever more acute. Opera America moved here in a way to respond to our members where they go, but a greater need in the field emerged. There wasn't appropriate space to do the essential work of opera in New York. Doesn't sound logical, but it was the case. People were auditioning in church basements and one-floor lofts. We decided that as a service organization, we could serve our members by finding better space. So we secured a very good lease on this wonderful facility, 20 years, 5 years additional at our own option for extending. We put together a team, an Opera Center committee. The committee included singers, composers, representatives of opera companies, universities and conservatories. We had a publisher, manager, people expert in finance and in construction. And together we designed a space that we think responds to the needs of members with facilities and service that will make it unique not only in the United States but around the world. We also had a really wonderful team of architects, acousticians, designers. I'll introduce them in just a few minutes. The Opera Center is a project that totals $14 million as a campaign. It breaks down $2 million round figures to move to New York from Washington, $6 million, a little over $6 million, to build and equip the facility, and $6 million for an operating endowment that will allow us to at least help keep all of the costs affordable for artists and arts organizations. So a $14 million campaign. We are just at about $11 million on our way to that $14 million goal. As you walk around the Opera Center today, you will see that many of the rooms have been named in honor of artists, of administrators, of donors who wanted to celebrate their own love for opera here in the Opera Center. You'll also notice the Ovation Hall that is just outside the lobby and will go throughout the Opera Center, where donors have been able to underwrite panels, again, in honor of artists, administrators, family, friends, and their own love for opera. And in the event you were wondering, yes, the naming opportunity for this beautiful hall and the Opera Center itself, they're still available. Already we've had some wonderful programs in the Opera Center. The auditions, workshops of new works, recording session, meetings, professional development programs. It has gotten off to a very good start, and members are thrilled not only with the practicality and the design, but especially with the acoustics in this room. The Opera Center adds $1 million to our operating budget, increasing it from $3 million to $4 million a year, and that will be supported through members' fees for the space, Opera America's own rental payments, and the income from this operating endowment we're seeking to create. But as I say, programming is what really matters, and we're off to a wonderful start with that. We commissioned our great friend Greg Emmental, a wonderful videographer, to make a making of the Opera Center video, a short video that explains some more. Please join me in watching it. The Opera Center is a physical facility that is specifically designed for opera and for the voice, where opera companies can come to do the work they need to do in New York. Auditions, workshops, showcases of new works, meetings with managers and publishers in one space.
My reaction is, thank God.
I think everyone's been very excited from the beginning, just for what this facility really means for the industry and for everyone's companies.
To be able to say, go to the Opera Center. There you'll find somebody who can give you answers. That's incredible. I'm just overjoyed.
It will be just an incredible opportunity to bring the people of opera together.
Space is sorely needed in this industry, in this city, in terms of performance space, audition space, rehearsal space. We have challenges with all of those.
For years and years, we had been doing auditions in church basements. Poor singers were having to vocalize in stairwells and bathrooms.
The room they put us in, there was a hole to the hallway to the outside, and there was a studio next door that had some sort of jazzercise class going on.
You know, but you're so happy to be singing. You're so happy to be given the chance to audition. You're so happy to say, I'm starting. And that's the wonderful thing about our young people. They're out there ready to go. And what you throw them, they grab and run with it. Now, the fact that we're throwing them something wonderful just makes you know that they should do their best. They can do their best. They can be in a situation where they can feel their best.
Actually having this purpose-built audition space is going to be a real treasure.
Deciding on the location for the Opera Center was a kind of accident. We had been looking all over New York, and I came back to the office one day really frustrated. I was kicking my wastebasket around the office saying, heck, why don't we just take 2 floors in this building and blow the ceiling out?
The shape of the recital hall is a response to the volume that we created by removing the slab. There are acoustical issues, so the entire enclosure of the room, floor, walls, and ceiling, is floated to create acoustical isolation. And then I feel that there are kind of emotional comfort issues about being nestled within a volume.
I think it's beautiful. Like the color and also the shape of the room is going to make it feel very inviting for the auditioners and the auditionees as well.
Also having the technical possibilities of being able to transmit that audition to a stage director who might be in Vienna or Paris or London.
I'm delighted that we're actually filming this interview right downstairs in the Opera Center main lobby. And this will be the space where visitors enter, getting off the elevators here at 337th Avenue. We have a postcard view of the Empire State Building, so that if anyone gets confused about what city they're in, they see it right there.
And this will be a very light place where you can sense the day moving. And this is in contrast to so many of the performance spaces, which are deliberately without windows for the sake of acoustical isolation. This is an audition room. You can see how the walls are built up out of many layers. That keeps sound from moving through. And then the floor system is a floating raft system, keep vibrations that might be within the structure or even coming up from the subway from extending up into the room.
They have put in really huge conduits.
So that the airflow is slower and there's less noise generated by the flow of air.
You can air condition an airport with these. We have a number of different libraries here at the Opera Center. A complete score and listening library. We'll also have a research and reference library.
So that you can study languages, so that you can study the history of the opera, because you need to know what's going on around you politically, socially, in order to find out who and what your character is about.
We tend to lead a slightly nomadic existence in the world of opera.
The idea of having a space that's meant for us is going to be people from all over the country feeling like they have a home in the city.
It's going to feel like there's this kind of sheltering, protected quality, and I think that is a quality that we all need in our work.
And what my hopes for this place is that it just buzzes with everything that's possible in the development of opera.
It will give us the opportunity to have interaction with other companies.
That will strengthen the entire field.
I want to be a part of this thing that says, let's do this together. Let's do it the best we can for the profession. And this house will do it.
Great. Just so wonderfully done. Greg has done all of our NEA Opera Honors video tributes as well, and such a pleasure to have your handiwork, your artistry as part of the Opera Center. You met some of the important characters in our cast on the video, but I'd like to introduce them in person just so you know who they are as you're walking around this afternoon for the tour. Our wonderful architect who worked with us not only on this space, but even our transitional space on the 16th floor. He came across all parts of Manhattan and Brooklyn to look at other spaces as we considered what we would do for the Opera Center. People have admired the simplicity, the practicality, the elegance of the Opera Center and the beauty of this room. Andrew Berman, where are you? Right there. Thank you so much, Andrew. We have wonderful real estate advisors and project managers, and anyone in the arts in New York has worked with them, know that they are really the only kind of realtors who do what they do and do it so well. They were our brokers for the space for the 16th floor and for the Opera Center. They secured a wonderful lease for us and then acted as our project managers, John Denham and Paul Wolf of Denham Wolf Real Estate Services, right here. We have grown very accustomed to having the wonderful contractors from Alcon with us, today represented by Pat Boland, John Dwyer, and Bill Conklin. If you'd please stand up, we're so grateful for your dedication to quality, your good cheer, your wonderful service throughout the months of construction. You've really been terrific. And this afternoon we are hosting our open house and having everyone from the building come and pay us a visit because they put up with the drilling and the dust and the odor of pulling out the steel. They've been wonderful. Is Bob Mahoney here? Did he make it in? There you are. I didn't see you beforehand. Our acoustician, Bob Mahoney, who designed the acoustical properties. And Bob, since your last visit, I'm delighted to let you know that singers and auditioners love the room. And when they like it on both sides of the equation, I think that means you've added a great feather to your cap. So thank you for that. I'd like to thank our former board chairman, who is the first person to utter the words, "Mark, let's build an opera center." That's Charles McKay of the Santa Fe Opera. Charles is the most successful, respected, beloved general director in the field, and we are delighted that the Learning Center upstairs is named in your honor, Charles. Thank you so much. Where's Steve Trampy? Steve Trampy of the Opera America Board. There you are. Also a member of the Opera Theater of St. Louis Board, himself a developer, architect buff, author of books, a real Renaissance man. He was the chairman of our Opera Center Committee. And anytime Stephanie or I called Steve and said we have a crisis, he'd say, "Oh, that's just the way it happens. Don't worry about it." Steve, thank you so much. Finally, I'd like to thank the entire Opera America staff. I tried to make a list of those whose contributions were particularly noteworthy for this opening ceremony, and I wound up listing the entire staff. So as a group, it is the best staff of any national service organization there is, I'd say of any arts organization there is. For years, they've been devoted to this project, incredibly skilled in their areas in making it a success. So please, if the Opera America staff would stand, I'd be ever so grateful. You will see more of the staff stationed throughout the Opera Center ready for your visits to different facilities after this ribbon cutting. But I'm very proud to be a New Yorker. New York is a city that places an appropriate level of value on the arts and creative enterprises as central to the health of this exciting metropolis. No one knows this better than the Commissioner of Cultural Affairs here in New York. The city has been very generous to Opera America. So many of the equipment systems that you'll see throughout the Opera Center have been supported through the generosity of the city. Here to speak with us, and here so we can thank her too, Kate Levin, the Commissioner of Cultural Affairs. Thank you, Kate.
Well, thank you so much, Mark. Congratulations to you, your board, and the entire team here. And I'm delighted to be here on behalf of Mayor Bloomberg to congratulate everyone. As I like to say, I'm from the government, and I'm here to help, and occasionally we actually do. So I hope that this is one of those times, and I have to say, ideally without gloating, that Washington, D.C.'s loss has definitely been New York's gain. As you know, we have numerous wonderful performance facilities in New York City, but as you also know, performers spent a whole lot more time preparing than they do actually performing, which is why having this opera center here is so essential. This is a sector of the creative world that really can sing in the shower, but you should have lots of other options. And options where you don't have to keep calculating the relative sound to where you'll actually be performing. It's so important to the city that it remain a magnet for young artists, for talent of all kinds, and having this kind of collaborative venture is so in keeping with the direction that I think arts organizations and arts disciplines are going. So for all those reasons, I join in thanking all of the funders who have made this possible and look forward to the extraordinary accomplishments that this center will allow this art form to make in the years ahead. Congratulations.
Thank you, Kate. And also from DCA, I have to voice our thanks to Kathy Hughes, who has always been so encouraging from the very beginning of our mentioning this project. Kathy, thanks for your encouragement. We've had congratulations sent to us in every form of communication from around the world, and I'd like to read one of them to you right now. It says, "Dear Mark, today when the National Opera Center opens its doors, the entirety of the American opera community will have a shared home dedicated to the creation and development of what continues to be a vital art form. New York City is home to a wonderfully diverse spectrum of opera companies, and it also serves as the nation's audition hall, as companies from across America come there to audition artists for productions that will take place from Anchorage, Alaska to Sarasota, Florida. It is a great gift that Opera America will provide, a central resource to support all of them. Congratulations, and I send our very best wishes as you embark on this exciting new chapter. Sincerely, Rocco Landesman, Chairman of the National Endowment for the Arts." Thank you, Rocco. And now for some music, because this is what it's all about. Opera America has supported the creation and production of new work for 2.5 decades. Over those 25 years, we've given out more than $11 million in grants to opera companies in support of the creation and production of new opera and related audience development activities. So we felt a special commitment to celebrating the opening of the Opera Center with the commissioning of a work of art. But how does a service organization with thousands of members select someone from whom to commission a work of art? So what we did was we decided we would create a songbook, the Opera America Songbook. We sent out invitations to 70 composers who had received grants from us or participated as keynote speakers or as panelists on our Opera Fund panels. And amazingly, 50 of them responded within about 48 hours saying they would accept our commission and create a 5-minute song to mark the beginning of a new day, the opening of a new home, the turning of a page in life. So we have now 47 songs. 3 composers just couldn't quite make the deadlines because of the pressure of other commissions, and have issued a CD, a 3-CD set, the Opera America Songbook. It is 47 songs wonderful. We also have a score published by Schott European American Music, Norman Ryan. Thank you for that. The scores will be here today. CDs are here. Everyone's gift bag has one of the CDs. It's also available on iTunes as songs, albums, or a complete collection. But it is a wonderful encyclopedia of today's composers, 47 of them, from their 20s to Robert Ward, who turned 95 last week. So please take a look at the songbook, enjoy it. There's some wonderful pieces in it, and we're going to hear 3 of them this morning. The 3 songs are Bless This, Our Lovely Home, the text and music by Ricky Ian Gordon, Epilogue, Under the Blessing of Your Psyche Wings, by composer Jake Heggie to text of Vachel Lindsay, and First Sonnet to Orpheus. The music is by Theo Morrison. The original text by Rilke is translated here by Stephen Mitchell. And we are absolutely thrilled to have soprano Elizabeth Futrell, baritone Nathan Wyatt as our singers today. William Hobbs and Lucas Wong are the pianists. Please welcome them.
sunny days have found you weak and still. Though I have often held your girlish hand, drooped on my shoulder, faint from little to receive the music, a shelter near out of the darkest morning, with an entryway that shuddered in the wind. You built a temple beside the
A ribbon-cutting ceremony would not be complete without the cutting of a ribbon. So I would like to invite a few people to come up on stage, and we'll cut the ribbon so everyone can participate. Freda, if you'd come up. Charles, please join us. Kate, would you come up to the stage? Thanks. Andrew, Bob Mahoney, John Denham, Paul Wolf, Stephanie, Larry, where are you? Great. And now for the scissors. Come on, we can move down this way a little bit. Thank you, thank you. We have matching scissors. Come on, sneak down this way. So there's... Now for the ribbon. We have to do it all in tandem. Okay, so let's step forward. 1, 2, fair warning. Here's the ribbon cutting. 3. All right. We did it. Thank you. Get it. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. Scissors. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thorough to the end. I could take your scissors too. Thanks. The Opera Center is now open for business. We are thrilled that you were here for the opening. Right after this ceremony, we do have wandering tours through the Opera Center. We have Opera America staff positioned all through the facility. Please feel free to walk around, ask questions, see the different facilities we have. If you are staying for our Founders and Donors Lunch, there is a table with your table assignments outside in the lobby. We also have the gift bags there for those who are leaving immediately, or they'll be there after lunch, and also the scores that you can take a look at of the wonderful Opera America Songbook. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. Thanks for your support of the Opera Center. It is only a building. You bring life to it, so please come back soon and often.